Hey there, it's Erin with Time Saving Templates, and today I wanted to go over one of my popular templates, which is the Inventory and Sales Management System. And this template will help you track finished items inventory. I have several different options for tracking inventory, and some of that includes tracking raw materials for the raw materials inventory that goes into a handmade item, the finished item. So the difference here is that we're not tracking raw materials, we're tracking the actual product. So whether you have a handmade business or not, if you are purchasing at wholesale or doing consignment, you can track your finished items in this worksheet and keep track of how much you have left of each item and of the sales of the items. So that's the main difference with this one. It's for the finished item. So I actually call it the finished items, finished inventory sales tracking worksheet in the actual file. I know that's a slightly different name than it's shown on my website, but I'm just going to go through a couple examples of how you would fill it out and what information you would get from it. And then after I go through like some basic examples, I'm going to go through a question that somebody had for using this template for auction type products. So they're looking to track specific auction dates. So I'm going to go over that at the end. So let me just go through an example really quick. I've already filled out a few examples in the inventory detail page. So you're going to have to fill out the inventory first, and the inventory will have to have an item ID. Name the item. You don't have to include size and color and the venue or location that the item is at. So you're going to have a specific item ID for each venue, even if it's the same product. So if you also have your blue necklace listed at a different boutique, it would go on the next row. So yeah, you could then label it a similar ID, but you could put 1B if you had, say, the same blue necklace at a different boutique. So we'll just say boutique B. So you get the idea. It's specific for the venue. And you also enter the quantity at the location, the cost of each item. So there's 10, but they cost you $5 a piece. That's going to help to calculate the cost of goods sold. And then the listing price in the category. So I've just listed out necklace, earrings, and bracelets, but you can use any category you want. And the summary page will provide a summary of the sales per category and sales per venue. But before we'll see anything there, we have to enter the sales data. So when an item sells, you'll enter the item ID, and then it will populate the gray columns with what you've already entered in the previous page. And you still have to enter the sale price in case there's a sale or it's not the same price you listed it at. The quantity sold, and shipping income if you need that, sales tax if you need sales tax added, you would select the yes, and you could enter your sales tax percentage up here. And it will automatically show January until you put a different date. And scrolling to the right, so that's the sales information, and then the costs and fees will be calculated based on the payment type or venue that you enter. So I have a few options here, but if you want to change that and customize it, you click on the fee chart right here, and you can enter anything here in the blank. You could remove these and put something totally different. Say we wanted to put Amazon 15% or anything that you need. There can be a processing percentage per sale or a flat rate fee. let's say we then select Amazon, then it will calculate the other fee. And you can change the header if you want to have that say, you know, just Amazon fee. And shipping cost, if you have to deal with that. So let me just fill out that. And then when you come in here, it'll automatically show the total sales per month, but for the category and venue, you'll have to go to the data tab and then select this refresh all and just click yes, yes. And then it will do a summary of the total sales per category, per venue, which we just only had marked sales for Boutique A. So that's the basic idea of how it works. You'll continue tracking the sales, and then also when you come back to the inventory after you refresh that sales summary, it will then pull in the number of items sold, and it will show your inventory available, the total cost of the items that you have that haven't sold yet, and then also the cost of the goods that have sold. So if you need to track your cost of goods sold. Okay, so that's the basic overview. Now, getting back to a question that I had about tracking the specific dates and say a venue, what we were going to say is that if you wanted to track a specific auction date, you could enter it as a category. You could use that as in place of the category. So I'm not sure what type of products it's for, but you could place the category. You could just enter something like that if you wanted to track a specific date. Of course, you're basically saying that, okay, there are 10 blue necklaces that I've assigned to an auction on September 25th. It will pull in right here that it was the 9/25 auction. Well, then you can just enter the total amount of blue necklaces that sold that day. So say 7 sold, and you don't have to enter that if that doesn't apply the fees. Then when you come to the summary and you refresh, so now it will show the category. So on the auction on September 25th, it sold 9 items sold for a total of 198. And that's with all the inventory being applied to the 9/25 auction. So it will tell you the number of items sold at that specific auction date and the amount left, the inventory available. So, I mean, I'm assuming if you're going based on dates, then you would continue a new row for the next date. There's some cells that are protected that are hidden right here, probably with formulas for the date. So what I would do for the next one is I wouldn't copy the quantity. I would then say, okay, I have 3 available, so I can move 3 more available for the auction on 10/1. And then the item ID will have to be changed. So because you can only use one unique item ID in this column, you can't, that's why we changed this to 1B, because it was at a different location. Because what's going to happen if you use the same item ID is it's going to pull in the history of that item being sold 7 times already. You could use any ID to differentiate, say 1-auction, or you could name it auction 1, auction 2, to keep track of that item. So now it'll be NA until we go and enter the item as 1-auction and then mark it as 1 is sold. And you have to do the data refresh for that, for the item sold to update here. And then after you refresh it, it'll pull in that 1 had sold. So I don't know if that's the right way to track it for an auction. So hope that helps, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to get more videos on Excel spreadsheet tips and template demos, and also visit my website timesavingtemplates.com and check out all the other templates that I have available. Thanks.